Before you came here, you were linked with the United job a lot. Do you see that as a possibility in the future, or because you've managed here, you can't ever manage there?
After train City, never would train United. It's like I will never train Madrid.
Definitely not. Whatever happens in the future. If it was the only offer.
I will be in Maldives if I don't have offers.
Fair enough.
But in Maldives, no, because no golf courses, but in one place like that.
There's been a lot of talk this week about Robin van Persie's comments about Ole. I don't know if you've seen them. He's accused him of being too nice and smiling too much. First of all, what's your view on his leadership style from the outside? And secondly, generally, do you think a modern manager needs to be feared by his players today?
Look, every manager is in front of the press conference, in front of the players the way they are. So normally have the tendency you have to imitate the other managers that have success. We never want to imitate a manager that don't have success. So I think Solskjaer, Ole is who it is. So if he want to smile, it's perfect. He want to conduct the teams in that way, why should change? So everyone is everyone. And someone is more expressive, another one is more calm, another might shout more in the touchline, the other is all the time sit. Who is the better? Is the guy who wins the last weekend. That is the best manager. So if you react in that way, it's perfect. It's like he is, and that's all. So I think it's not debate about that. So everyone is everyone. So I'm pretty sure when he doesn't win, he's sad. And he's not happy. And if he wins, he's so happy. So it's normal. But the way you express, if you want to smile, what's the problem? If you want to shout, what's the problem? No. Everyone is everyone.
Is it frustrating as a manager that people from the outside who are not in the changing room can express views like that about how you lead your team?
Do you know what he's talking about right now? So when you are sitting here and everyone talks, you're the first. So everyone talks. So it's normal. So Ole knows that. So we cannot complain about that. If you don't want to accept that, you cannot be manager. You have to dedicate another job. So he knows. So we are exposed. Every decision you take, and you have to accept it, good or bad.
Hi Pep. You've recently changed things up in terms of the way the team are playing, with 3 at the back in the last couple of games. How do you think that's gone so far? What have you liked about it? What have you not liked about it?
In some games it was good, and in the other one some moments was not good. I think it's nice to have alternative, especially for the quality of the players that we have, especially in the back, to adapt better, to make a build-up, to control better the counterattacks, to have more passes. That is the idea.
Do you think that's something you'll stick with even when Aymeric Laporte's back? Is that something he will fit into?
Sorry?
Will you stick with that when Laporte's back? Or will you move back to what you have been doing for the last couple of years?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. It's a way we can play for the fullbacks that we have, that especially Mendy, especially Kyle, especially Joao, Angelino. The other guys, Angelino in the final third when arrive in the box is one of the most cleverest guys we have in the squad and in the many teams. So last game Angelino arrived in the final third. He made 4 or 5 clear assists. He have a good vision. So for the quality of the players they have, sometimes it's good to play in that way.
And do you think the team's more solid playing this way than it was maybe in the start of December and November?
I don't think so. To play 5 in the back, you are more solid. To play sometimes with 4 in the back, I don't think so. That is the reason why. It's more how, especially we suffer when we play simple balls, and after we suffer a lot, and that depends if we play 5 or 4 in the back.
And just on Leroy Sané, I think he posted a picture a while ago, before Laporte maybe, with his boots on. And his training situation, it seemed like he was close, but is he no closer to coming back?
I think he's close. I spoke with him 2 days ago, and he said to me he's training alone with the ball, and he feels incredible well. His knee looks really good. So I think it's not going to take too much time to come back to train with us. I think in the next weeks he can back.
Was it a more serious injury than Laporte's?
It's different. Both are serious, but I think it's the last stages.
Hi Pep. When you came to City, I think the season before United and City had finished on level points. It was a goal difference, I think, that separated them. Since you've been here, the divide has become enormous. How much of a challenge is it to a club like Manchester United to bridge that gap now? It's feeling like an impossible job.
I don't know. I have to ask to the people from United. I think it's a team, and I have incredible respect for this club. So I think sooner or later we'll be back and be in the positions to fight for the titles, for the Premier League. But in all history there are periods like you struggle a little bit. So it's always one team like all the time during one decade win all the time. So now it happened many years with Sir Alex. Now we're struggling a little bit, but they will be back, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, you can't speak for them, but for you, what's gone right for you then, for in that period of time, for Manchester City to have just completely dominated?
I'm sure I didn't come here to just beat United or to be in front of United. That was not the target. Absolutely not. It's to play good, to try to win the titles. We did it in the last 2 seasons. This season we won 1 in the Community Shield. So now we have the challenge to get another final. So we're going to play in that way for that sense.
Before you came here, you were linked with the United job a lot. Do you see that as a possibility in the future, or because you managed here, you can't ever manage there?
After training City, never would train United. It's like I would never train Madrid.
Definitely not. Whatever happens in the future. If it was the only offer.
I will be in Maldives if I don't have offers.
Fair enough.
But in Maldives, no, because no golf courses, but in one place like that.
Hi, Pep. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this morning was talking about wanting greater protection for his players, particularly players with pace like Daniel James. Your side has been consistently accused of tactical fouling. I know that's something you've rejected, but how do you feel when your fellow managers accuse your side of tactical fouling?
Like I said many times for the past when I was in Barcelona and here. So never in my life I said one meeting to talk with my players about tactical faults. Sometimes it happens because you are late, because they are so fast, they're so quick, and you make fault. So it's simple. When we lose the ball, you have to make incredible fast transition to take the ball, and sometimes you are late, and for this second you make fault. So, but if the people can judge, or our legacy will be for our tactical faults, so it's their own problems, not our problems.
But in the Amazon documentary, Or Nothing, Mikel Arteta, your former assistant, gives us specific instructions to, I think, Gundogan, David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne to foul if there is a transition, if they lose the ball. So surely that was a direct from you.
So you have to go to London, go to the PK from Mikel and ask him.
So you weren't aware he was doing that?
I didn't say that.
But
It's process. So we have a 65, no? 65 or average 55, 60, 62% average the ball. When you have the ball, you cannot make faults. So normally make faults the guys who doesn't take the ball. And we have more time for the average. It's difficult. So it happens because the other are good and we are late, but it's process. When in fact, you know, 2 days when I said 2 years ago when the people accused me why we didn't have tackles. How you can win the Premier League without doing tackles? So you have to do tackles. What are you doing in this country if you don't do tackles? So I don't train in tackles. I don't train in tactical faults. So they have a lot of things to do as a manager, as a team, to improve the teams. And think about that is waste the time. So sometimes you are late. So and sometimes you want to dribble and the player don't want to be be dribble and make a fault. Don't make a fault. Yellow card, and the referee thinks we deserve it, and finish. That's all.
Hi Pep, you played Man United in your first season in the League Cup at Old Trafford. What are your memories of that game, and has your opinion of the competition changed a little bit since then? Because you put a quite a weak team out that night.
Well, it was a tight game. They scored at the end. The first half, you have 2 or 3 clear chances, and after we concede a goal, they defend well. They play with a strong side. We rotate the team because always we have done in that way. But through the years, I think the squad is bigger and bigger quality, and now also I rotated in the Carabao Cup in the first stages, so it happened the same, and they beat us. Congratulate them, and 1 week to rest, more time to rest and prepare the team.
Obviously, you don't have a secondary cup competition in Spain. What were your kind of opinions of the competition then, and do you give it more importance now?
Well, this competition is nice for when you don't have injuries. Players don't play regularly in the first stages in the Premier League. Is good for the rhythm and the other ones. It's a competition when you win 2 or 3 rounds, you are in semi-final, so it's not a big competition. But if you have injuries and you play these games, and after, when you arrive that period, November, especially December, January, you suffer a little bit because you have a lot of, not just physical, mentally, a lot of games. You have 13 days without day off, and with this period, the faces are a little bit tired, everyone is tired, so we need a little bit. After this game, we have 5 days or 4 or 5 days, and after 5 days, we will be good to breathe a little bit. But it's a competition. In England, it's this competition. We play a game, we try to win.
Just on that, Pep, I think this is your 5th game in 12 days, and you've obviously talked a lot about the impact of the schedule before. Do you have any worries about burnout of your players during the second half of the season, and about burnout about your players, just about your players has been shattered and it damaging your season? Have you got any worries?
No. It would happen last season, the previous season, when we play, except semi-finals and final for the Champions League, we arrived at the last stages for all competitions. So, and the people arrive perfectly. If you are not many inches, you can handle it. If the players still desire to play, want to play, of course, sometimes you need, long week to rest, but it's what it is. So I don't think about that. We will see. We will see. Maybe arrive in February and March, the people or the team is exhausted. But we did it last season. Why should not do it this season? I think we can handle it.